Imagine a world in total financial collapse. It's 2008. Lehman Brothers falls. Banks are burning. And in the middle of this chaos, a ghost appears. Satoshi Nakamoto. He didn't just release a coin. He released a manifesto of freedom written in C++ code. The Genesis block was born. Within that first block, Satoshi hid a message. The Times, March 3, 2009. Chancellor on brink of second bailout for banks. This wasn't just data. It was a middle finger to the global banking system. He was saying, the game is rigged. Here is the exit door. But who is Satoshi? Was it Hal Finney, the man who received the first transaction? Was it Nick Szabo, the father of smart contracts? Or was it a CIA operation? Whoever it was, they stayed silent. They left 1.1 million bitcoins untouched, a fortune that sits in stone. The mystery of Satoshi is Bitcoin's greatest strength. No leader to arrest, no CEO to corrupt, no office to raid. Bitcoin is a hydra. You cut off one node, and 1,000 more take its place. It is the first truly headless beast in history. Why can't Bitcoin be hacked? Because it's not a server, it's a global consensus. Every 10 minutes, thousands of computers race to solve a math problem so hard, it requires more power than entire countries. This is proof of work, the heartbeat of truth. There will only ever be 21 million. No president can print more. No king can seize them from the air. This absolute scarcity is what makes Bitcoin absolute truth in a world of fiat lies. Every 4 years, the supply drops in half, the halving. But here is the scary part. Nearly 4 million Bitcoins are lost forever. People died without leaving their keys. Hard drives ended up in landfills. We aren't fighting for 21 million. We are fighting for what's left. The real supply is shrinking every single day. Bitcoin is the first digital object that is unique. Before 2009, everything digital could be copied. Photos, songs, files. Satoshi discovered digital scarcity. You cannot copy a Bitcoin. You can only own it or watch someone else own it. Let's talk about the whales, the Winklevoss twins, Michael Saylor, the sovereign wealth funds. They are buying every dip while telling you it's a bubble. Saylor turned his company into a Bitcoin vault, holding over 200,000 coins. He isn't trading, he's accumulating the new land. But the biggest whales are silent. Institutional giants like BlackRock are building the infrastructure to put Bitcoin into every retirement fund on Earth. In 2026, you won't buy Bitcoin. You will fight to own even a fraction of a Satoshi through your bank. What about the Bitcoin billionaires? Look at the Forbes list, then realize most crypto billionaires aren't even on it. They live in jurisdictions with no tax, holding keys on pieces of paper. This is the first time the richest people on Earth can be invisible. Even governments are hoarding. The US, China, and Germany hold thousands of seized Bitcoins. They claim to hate it, yet they refuse to sell it all. They know what's coming. They are preparing for a world where the dollar is no longer the king. People ask, can I buy coffee with it? Yes, through the Lightning Network. It handles millions of transactions for almost zero cost. But why would you spend your gold to buy a coffee that will be worth 10 times more in 5 years? You spend the trash, you keep the gold. In El Salvador, it's legal tender. In Nigeria, it's a survival tool. When your local currency loses 100% of its value, Bitcoin isn't a speculation. It's a life raft. It's the difference between feeding your family and watching your savings turn into dust. Bitcoin is the ultimate fuck you money. It allows you to move across any border with your entire net worth stored in a 12-word seed phrase in your head. No physical gold to carry. No bank to freeze your account. It is the only truly private property. In a world of total surveillance, where banks can debank you for your political views, Bitcoin is your shield. It doesn't care who you are, what you believe, or where you stand. If you have the keys, you have the power. Period. Let's talk about the zombies of the blockchain. There's a guy in Wales who threw away a hard drive with 7,500 bitcoins. He's been digging in a landfill for years. There's a programmer with 2 guesses left on his iron key before $200 million vanishes. This is the burden of freedom. You are your own bank. There is no forgot password button. If you lose your keys, your wealth is donated to the rest of the holders. Bitcoin punishes the careless and rewards the disciplined. Many will die with their secrets. Millions of bitcoins are locked in wallets where the owners passed away without a plan. This inheritance gap is the great wealth burn of the 21st century. It makes your one bitcoin even rarer. And then there are the scams. Thousands of shitcoins trying to be the next bitcoin. They promise faster speeds or fancy features, but they are all centralized. They have CEOs. They have offices. They are just the old banking system in a new mask. They say Bitcoin is bad for the environment, but they don't tell you that Bitcoin miners use stranded energy. They go to volcanoes, to hydro plants in Africa, and use methane from oil fields that would otherwise be flared. Bitcoin is cleaning up the grid. Compare Bitcoin's energy to the traditional banking system. Think of the skyscrapers, the armored trucks, the wars fought to protect the fiat system. Bitcoin is a bargain for the security it provides. It is the most efficient financial system ever built. Bitcoin is effectively a battery. It allows you to turn excess electricity into digital value that can be sent through space and time. It's a way for countries with no resources to export their energy to the global market without a single power line. The transition to a Bitcoin standard will force the world to become energy efficient. Miners seek the cheapest power, and the cheapest power is now renewable. The green revolution is being funded by the blockchain, whether the media admits it or not. Critics have declared Bitcoin dead over 400 times. Every time the price drops, the headlines scream, "I told you so." What happens if the internet shuts down? Bitcoin survives. People are already sending transactions via satellite and radio waves. You can't kill it without killing every computer on Earth. It is the cockroach of the financial world. And what about quantum computers? People say they will crack the code, but Bitcoin is living software. It can upgrade. By the time a quantum computer is strong enough to attack, Bitcoin will have already moved to quantum-resistant shields. The protocol is a fortress. Every line of code has been scrutinized by the world's best cryptographers for 17 years. There is no backdoor. There is no admin password. It is the most secure piece of architecture ever built by man. Some believe Bitcoin is the first form of alien intelligence. It has its own heartbeat. It defends itself. It incentivizes humans to feed it electricity. It's a system that uses human greed to build its own global infrastructure. And it never sleeps. It is the great separation of money and state. Just as religion and state once separated, we are now seeing money break free from the hands of politicians. For the first time in history, you can own something that no government can dilute. Bitcoin is a discovery, not an invention. Like fire or the wheel, we discovered digital scarcity. You can't invent it twice. Any other coin trying to do the same is just a copy. There is only one original. There is only one Bitcoin. It is a bridge to a future where your labor cannot be stolen through inflation. If you work 8 hours today, your Bitcoin will still represent those 8 hours of life 20 years from now. It is a time machine for your wealth. By 2026, the volatility that scares you today will be seen as the golden age of entry. As global debt hits $300 trillion, the world will realize paper money is a melting ice cube. Bitcoin is the only dry land left. The FOMO hasn't even started. The 95% will wait for confirmation from the media. But when the media says it's safe to buy, the price will already be out of reach. The 5% are those who understand the math now. They don't look at the dollar price. They look at their share of 21 million. We are moving towards a Bitcoin standard. Prices won't be in dollars. They will be in sats. Your house, your car, your coffee. Everything will be measured against the only thing that can't be manipulated. The world is repricing itself in real time. Central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, are coming. They will look like crypto, but they are the ultimate trap. Total surveillance, expiry dates on your money, and social credit scores. Bitcoin is the only escape from that digital prison. Satoshi gave us the tool. He gave us the fire, but he didn't tell us how to use it. That choice is yours. You can stay in the burning building of fiat currency, or you can cross the bridge into the digital future. But the bridge won't stay open forever. This isn't just about getting rich. It's about not becoming poor. It's about ensuring that your children don't grow up in a world where their savings are stolen by a central bank. It's about human dignity. It's about the truth. The 2026 thesis is playing out exactly as planned. The halving cycles, the institutional adoption, the collapse of small currencies. It's all in the code. And the code is law. Are you on the right side of history? Study the white paper. Learn about self-custody. Don't be exit liquidity for the banks. This is the end of the old world and the beginning of the new one. Stay sharp, stay humble, and stack sats. This was Adam. Out.